More than 1.5 million people across the world have now died from coronavirus. Nearly a fifth of them are in the United States, where on average, one American dies every 30 seconds. On Thursday, the country recorded its deadliest day of the pandemic, losing nearly 2,900 lives. And the number of new infections each day is now above 200,000. The President-elect, Joe Biden, says he'll ask Americans to wear masks during his first 100 days in office. As ABC correspondent Greg Jennett reports from Washington.
Yeah, we love you.
Bedside manner, touching. An electronic tablet's the only contact 85-year-old Florence Bolton's getting with her family in a Chicago coronavirus ward where statistics barely tell the reality of the daily struggle for patient and carers.
Before we see February, we could be close to 450,000 Americans have died from this virus.
Robert Redfield's seen enough data to know the 100,000 virus patients in hospital beds across the country are placing medical care under breaking strain.
December and January and February are going to be rough times. I actually believe they're going to be the most difficult time in the public health history of this nation.
America's winter surge will be worse than spring's. It's suffering on a scale no country's experienced.
Help is on the way.
Operation Warp Speed can't come soon enough, a project that's harnessing distribution companies and drug stores to fast-track vaccines. With approvals, it's meant to get shots in arms within a fortnight, but public confidence in vaccines is shaky. And 3 former occupants of the White House have each pledged to publicly take an injection. Joe Biden's already pledged to take the vaccine without hesitation. And here, more than most countries, vaccination must work if the pandemic's to be beaten. That's because every other national strategy has failed to curb its spread. And the tumbling records of daily deaths will go on proving the point long after the shots become available. High peaks can't be avoided for a little while, but the incoming president will ask for a single act of national solidarity when he's in the Oval Office.
I'm going to ask the public for 100 days to mask, and I think we'll see a significant reduction.
It's more than the current president's asking in the face of infections that know no limits. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Washington.
It's not just the United States where the number of COVID deaths is surging. Many countries in Europe are now seeing the worst effects of a second wave. But in parts of the continent, there are signs the situation might improve soon. Here's our analyst, Casey Briggs.
6 months of suppression have ended in Italy. Deaths are again surging, and the country's just recorded a new daily record as well. 1,000 people nearly have died in a single 24-hour period. The good news is that restrictions in the country, they're starting to have an impact. And so while deaths are still worsening at the moment, we should hopefully start to see some improvement in the coming weeks. But virtually everywhere you look around the world, this virus is still spreading. And in some countries, the first wave never went away. In Indonesia, cases have been slowly but steadily building since March. And the country has just recorded a record 8,400 infections in a single day. And this is a country where low testing rates have likely led to a big underestimate of the true number of infections out there. There are some countries that have really managed to avoid the health impacts of this virus entirely until recently, like in Sri Lanka, a country with about the same population as Australia and about the same number of infections overall. It has just 129 deaths, but 3/4 of them have come in the past 4 weeks. And there likely are more to come because that country is still in the midst of a significant wave. Is that a harbinger of things to come for other countries like Cambodia, a country that only this week has recorded its first case of community transmission of the virus ever? Can Cambodia keep its official death toll down at 0?